Hey guys, CB from CJB Studios here, and today I will be doing a top whatever ranking video on this channel. As for what topic will be discussed in this video, it will be none other than my top 10 favorite Black Eyed Peas songs from the Fergie era. This video idea was something I've been holding on to literally since I announced it to my friend who runs Han and Leia Oldest Son. It was back on September 8th, 2020. And I've been telling him for the longest time that I have been planning on making this video even before I got my own channel. And, well, since it has been this long since I announced the idea to him, I figured, well, it's time I do it right now. So, yeah. I should make it clear, though, that the original idea for this video was to actually have the music videos of these entries on the list being played. But due to the fact that I could get a copyright strike or claim, I decided that it would be best to just have the covers of these songs being shown on screen instead, with me giving my thoughts on why I put them in their place. It is worth noting that the reason it took this long for the video to come out and even be made to begin with was because I just couldn't figure out any of the 9 other entries on this list. Now, I know what the number 1 entry is on this list, given that it's my list, and I'm sure some of you might know it too, for those of you who have been following my, me and my friend. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. So with all that out of the way, it's time I get into the countdown. So here we go. My top 10 favorite Black Eyed Peas songs from the Fergie era. Number 10, Boom Boom Pow from the End. END, known as The Energy Never Dies. A lot of people are kind of mixed on the Peas, changing from a more funky kind of hip-hop sound to more of an electro sound. But I'll be honest, I don't really have a problem with it. I didn't really think that, the Peas changing from one style of music to another was bad. In the case of Boom Boom Pow, it's honestly pretty good. It's got that kind of electro kind of vibe to it, and again, people have issues with it, but I honestly don't see any problems with it, especially given the fact that the Peas have auto-tune. And to be fair, given that their album after The End was known as The Beginning, which served as a prequel to The End, it would make sense that the Peas would mimic the auto-tune on that album before they would have auto-tune on this album. And that's what Boom Boom Pow does. Basically, Boom Boom Pow is meant to tell, everybody that the Peas are now in the future. Like, this is our time. Like, this type of music is our future, basically. And, well, we are now in the 3000s. And as Fergie said, I'm so 3008, you so 2008. Basically, what they're saying is we are, we're, basically 1 century away, and you guys are stuck in the past. I think that's what the message is trying to get across, but I'm not too sure. Let's see. Another reason I put Boom Boom Pow this high on the list is because, well, it is catchy, but, and to be fair, I do listen to it a lot of times here and there, but I honestly just like it because, well, it takes the concept of electro and auto-tune and it kind of tries to do something new with it. And, well, that's all I can say about this one. So, yeah, Boom Boom Pow, ranked at number 10. Number 9, Don't Stop the Party. Similar to Boom Boom Pow, this one has another style of using electro music. However, unlike Boom Boom Pow, it doesn't have the auto-tune, and it doesn't always have the electronic music to go with it. It also has a slap bass put into the mix, and, well, there's really nothing else I can say about the instrumentation. What about the lyrics? Well, the lyrics are basically, the Peas saying, we're going to keep partying, for as long as we want to, which in some way, it kind of feels like a follow-up to one of their other songs from The Energy Never Dies, which was known as Party All the Time. In some way. That's kind of what it feels like to me. I don't know if that's confirmed, but it just occurred to me just now. So yeah, Don't Stop the Party. It's catchy, it's fun, it's energetic in my opinion, and it's just a lot of fun to listen to. Again, the instrumentation is really kind of cool. The vocals are honestly pretty good in my opinion. The lyrics questionable, but they can be pretty silly. Like one of them is "Kill you with my lyricals, call me verbal criminal." I will admit that is kind of silly, but I honestly think it's silly in one of the best ways. It's not like laugh out loud silly, but it's just so funny. It's just, well, enjoyable in my opinion. So that's why Don't Stop the Party is ranked at number 9. Number 8, Imma Be from The Energy Never Dies. Imma Be, well, continuing with why I like this song. You see what I did there? I know, that wasn't really good. I know that wasn't a good pun, let alone good grammar, but yeah. Imma Be is, in my opinion, a pretty good song. I know a lot of people may not like it, given that it's just one phrase being repeated over and over, but I don't really see an issue with it that much. I will say, though, back when I first heard this song when I was a kid, the issue I had with it at the time was when it came to the second half, where the song goes faster and there's more synths to it. Like, I was never a big fan of that part of the song at first, but after listening to it a couple more times, I actually kind of got used to it. And I really do like how the song builds up. It starts off really, really slow, for like at least a minute or two, and then it goes faster, and then the P's really let all their, energy out, saying what they might, what they're probably going to do, having a good time and all that kind of cool stuff. So, let's see. I will say, though, there's also the vocals themselves. Like, Fergie doing the first verse, will.i.am doing the second one, and Apple Diap doing the third verse. And then there's Taboo, which I don't think Taboo has a verse in that song. As far as I know, it's kind of a shame, but it's still pretty catchy in my opinion, even if it is just one phrase being repeated over and over. So yeah, Imma Be ranked at number 8. Great, I just did another pun on that song. Okay, moving on. Number 7, Pump It. I honestly really like this song as well. And by the way, if you guys are wondering where Pump It's from, it's from Monkey Business. Pump It, I'm not going to lie, is pretty catchy in its own way. Yes, it takes the iconic surfing guitar sound from another song. I keep forgetting the name of that song. But here's a bit of a backstory as to how I first heard this song. I first heard this song actually back on the Flushed Away DVD, where one of the bonus features they had were slug songs. And one of the songs that was in there was Pump It. And I actually had no idea it was a Black Eyed Peas song. And the second time I heard that song, granted it was the first time I heard the Peas actually performing it, it was actually, believe it or not, during the Super Bowl 45, which a lot of people have criticized for saying that the Peas didn't sound that good when it came to the Super Bowl, and I will admit, I wouldn't say they were terrible at it, but I thought they were pretty good for the time. But anyways, back to Pump It. Yeah, I first heard Pump It on Flushed Away on the DVD, and then I took a listen to it when they were playing at the Super Bowl, and then I took a listen to the full song itself, and I'll admit, it's honestly really good. Yes, it is, in some cases, a carbon copy of another song, which, once again, I don't remember the name of. I'll have to look it up after this video is over. But it's basically the Peas taking an old song and then kind of rapping over it, which I'll admit, it's honestly pretty good. The guitar, even though, once again, it's a sample, and the horns combined with a drums and a synth-like bass, it's honestly pretty good. Most of the time when I hear that song, specifically the opening of it, I kind of imagine somebody surfing to it, given that it is a surfing guitar. So yeah, Pump It is ranked at number 7. Number 6, Just Can't Get Enough, From the Beginning. Now, similar to Imma Be, when it comes to a song that starts off slow and then goes faster, Just Can't Get Enough starts off the same way, where it starts off slow and then it speeds up during the second half. And I actually just realized, one thing I just realized is that that's not the only similarity that Imma Be and Just Can't Get Enough have. Another similarity is that they start off with Fergie singing, and then will.i.am singing, when it comes to the slow part of the song, and then Apple Diap does the faster part of it when it comes to the switch up part of the song. However, unlike Imma Be, Taboo actually gets a verse after will.i.am does. And there seems to be some kind of a pattern with some of these songs. Because in some of these songs, it starts off with Fergie, will.i.am, Taboo, and then Apple. So, and this is not the only song that, does that. This is not the only song on this list where it goes in that order. But anyways, back to Just Can't Get Enough itself. I honestly think the beat is pretty good. It starts off with a slow kind of piano sound where it's melancholy. Then it gets replaced with some drums, specifically in this case, a drum machine, some synths, and, well, I'll admit, a lot of people may not like this song, but I actually think it's still pretty good. It's fun, it's catchy in a way, and the lyrics are pretty good. One of my favorite parts of the song is actually the switch up part, because, it goes faster, and even if the vocals have a stutter effect added to it, I honestly don't have a problem with it. It's fun, it's catchy, and, well, another part I like about it is actually in the second verse when Taboo says, what does he say again? Let me think. Oh yeah, it's, she got me high, but I ain't coming down, yo. My heart's pumping out louder than electro. She got me feeling like Mr. Roboto. And that last part of it where his voice is vocoded to sound like a robot. I love that part of the song. It's just great. I love it. So yeah, Just Can't Get Enough, ranked at number 6.